What's up everyone, OG over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be discussing ATLUS's big 2022 games and what we could see announced and a little bit more. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. This video is also sponsored by Fixture Gaming's Fixture S1 Nintendo Switch mount. If you're someone who loves to play Nintendo Switch games on the go and you want a comfortable Pro Controller Switch mount, the Fixture S1 Nintendo Switch mount is perfect for you. What I like about it is that it's balanced and ergonomic. It allows players to balance the Switch unit itself directly over your hands when you play, so it doesn't feel like the weight is shifting too far from one side or another. When I go to my mom's house and want to battle demons in SMT5, the Fixture S1 mount snaps easily onto the Pro Controller in handheld mode, holding everything nice and snug. When my brother comes by, playing co-op games with it is easy in the tabletop mode because it doubles as a stand. The Fixture S1 can stand on any flat surface for a stable gaming experience for yourself or with friends. Now, I personally use it a lot in handheld mode since I don't really have many friends. But I will say the quality of the Fixture S1 was a bit surprising considering I didn't have the best experience with other Pro Controller mounts. On the Fixture S1 bundle, which comes with the Fixture S1 and a carrying case, is available on the Fixture Gaming website and on Amazon. Links in the description below. So I would absolutely recommend anybody who likes to play games on the go or even comfortably at home, and maybe you're not so fond of using the Joy-Cons, to check out the Fixture S1 Nintendo Switch gaming mount. And as a little bonus to my lovely viewers, you can receive $5 off your order with the code PlayerEssence on fixturegaming.com. So let's now get into the first topic, and we're discussing ATLUS in 2022 when it comes to their Nintendo Switch titles and what we could see. Now, we do have the Persona 25th anniversary discussion that's going on, and goodness gracious, fans are already chomping at the bit to get the next drop of information next year, because I think they just announced something with music or all that. So there's going to be some announcements outside of video games. But what can we see from ATLUS in 2022? Well, we already have two pretty good Nintendo Switch games lined up for the first quarter of 2022 with Persona 4 Arena Ultimax on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PC, and also 13 Sentinels for the Nintendo Switch as well, which does have some exclusive content for the Switch version of the game, and that is coming this April. So ATLUS is coming out firing in 2022. But what else could we see? Well, there's been rumors about the Persona 3 remaster game. So this is going to be a Persona 3 portable remaster, but there isn't much information outside of that. And it's supposedly supposed to be multi-plat with it when it comes down to it. So we'll see if that happens. So I think a lot of fans obviously are looking at like, okay, if they're going to do Persona 3, then maybe we'll get Persona 4 and Persona 5. But you also have to realize, guys, that this is ATLUS. So I don't think it's going to be something that is announced in like succession. So it's not going to be like Persona 3 announcement, Persona 4 announcement. But you also have to realize that this is ATLUS. So I wouldn't expect announcements for Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 all in succession. It's definitely going to be something to where they kind of drag things out quite a bit, and it could even take all the way till the end of the year or even next year to get all of those games when it comes to mainline Personas being announced. Now, I know some of you guys are maybe asking about Shin Megami Tensei in terms of what they can do with the previous games, maybe SMT4, for example, SMT4 Final or SMT Apocalypse here in the West. And those games are kind of stuck on the Nintendo 3DS. And the problem with the Nintendo 3DS, from what I understand, it's difficult to get games kind of ported over or remade or made again on the HD systems, just because it's such a different architecture in terms of what it uses and what it does and how it looks. Remember, that is developing games for a 240p screen, a system that has very low power. So I'm not sure if we're going to get any type of port or HD remaster or remakes of these games when it comes to SMT4. However, based on the rumors that we've seen kind of swinging back over to Persona 3, I think that Persona 3 Remastered is a very good bet for the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. I think that Persona 3 makes sense because if you're going to start taking the Persona games that haven't came over to modern systems at all, you definitely want to start with 3. You don't want to jump to 5 or jump to 4, especially when there's money to be made. Now, and I talked about this before in previous videos, but I think that Atlus pretty much got all of the games out of the way that they can get. So stuff like 13 Sentinels, Catherine, Persona 4 Arena, all of these ports that they wanted to get over to Nintendo Switch before the bigger games start coming out so people can buy those. I think that Atlus had a very concerned effort to get those done because we literally got almost no Atlus games on the Nintendo Switch in the first few years, and then all of a sudden in the past 2 years we've gotten just a barrage of Atlus games. Persona 5 Strikers, Catherine Full Body, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster, SMT 5. I mean, it's just been back to back to back to back to back when it comes to games. And then on top of that, we had 2 announcements like with Persona 4 Arena, like I've already stated, and also 13 Sentinels. So Atlus is definitely kicking it into gear when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, and we should see some more announcements next year. Like I stated, I think that we're going to get Persona 3. I think Persona 4 is probably going to be a late 2022 type of announcement for consoles. And if we do get Persona 5, I think that's going to be a 2023 type of announcement for the Nintendo Switch and PC, or maybe it's the very end of the year they announced that Persona 5 is finally coming over to other platforms. Because if you think about it, all of the mainline Persona games, which is crazy to hear about this, right? But all of the mainline Persona games, as good as they are pretty much stuck on the platforms that they were released on decades ago, right? When it comes down to it, with the exception of Persona 5, which came out not too long ago, but Persona 3 and Persona 4, these 2 games are still kind of stuck. And we just recently got a PC version of Persona 4 Golden, but that was after about a decade of being exclusive to the PlayStation 2 in addition to the PlayStation Vita. So man, they do take their time with this, and Persona 3 still isn't on anything else outside of PlayStation 2 and also PSP, plus you can play it backwards compatibility with the PS Vita, but it's still stuck on those old systems and nothing modern. What else could we see from Atlus? Maybe we get a new game, maybe we get something from their back catalog. Is it finally time for Etrian Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch? I think that might be a possibility as well, because that franchise has went dormant since the Nintendo 3DS died out and they haven't done anything. So we'll see if Etrian Odyssey can make a comeback on the Nintendo Switch in some way, shape, or form, because I think they would want to get an Etrian Odyssey game because that was such a staple of Nintendo systems with the portables and everything, and now it's pretty much gone at this point. I'm not sure what happened, but we'll see when it comes down to it. So what are your thoughts on this in terms of what Atlus can be doing and the big announcements that they could have for 2022? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, we do have a localization date for a big Nintendo Switch RPG, and that is Crystar. We got the official date here. So the Switch version of the game will launch on March 29, 2022 in North America and April 1st in Europe. Publisher NIS America has announced. Now in Japan, the Switch version of Crystar will launch on February 24, 2022. Crystar is already available on the PlayStation 4 and the PC via Steam worldwide. And I will give you guys just a little bit of a rundown of this game because it is kind of unique. So Rei and Mirai are sisters who are suddenly dragged into a mysterious world known as the Purgatory, where otherworldly monsters lurk. It is in this strange realm that Rei not only discovers a hidden power which allows her to fight back, but consequently leads to her downfall as she loses control and accidentally kills her sister Mirai. Well, that's not a good start at all. And this game is very interesting because you can actually cry in order to unleash powers and stuff. So here are the key features of the game. Rei Resurrected, experience the definitive version of this beloved title for the first time on Nintendo Switch, complete with all previously released content. Purgatory awaits, shift between real world and the realm of the lost souls as you search for a way to revive your fallen sister. Meet the demon-bound denizens of Purgatory and harness their power to fight against corrupted hordes of specters and revenants. From tears to triumph, purge foes to accumulate torments, purify them to collect sentiments for battle, and fill the tear gauge through combat in order to summon powerful guardians and your full potential. And from what I've seen from this game, it actually has a really nice gameplay loop to it, and I'm interested to see how the Nintendo Switch version of the game performs and how people think about it. So what are your thoughts on Crystar coming over to Nintendo Switch March 29th here in North America, April 1st in Europe? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got an Indie World Showcase from Nintendo going down December 15th. And I'm checking my time, checking my clock. If you're watching this video when I'm uploading it, that is today, which I hopefully will be streaming the show for you guys. So that would be awesome if you guys can check out the show here when I stream it. I'm pretty sure I will be. And if I'm not, I'll definitely have a recap video for you guys as well. So Nintendo will host an Indie World Showcase live stream featuring roughly 20 minutes of new indie games coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now, this live stream will be December 15th at 9 a.m. PT, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. The company did announce recently on Twitter, and of course, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube in North America, Europe, or even Nintendo.com. And there should be a bunch of updates, and I already know what some people are saying. Here we go again. Silksong, is there a Silksong sighting anywhere? And that is the thing, you know, Silksong, is it going to be here? I know that the sequel to Golf Story is also going to be there, or potentially could be there as well, but everybody wants to know what's going on with Silksong, and will it be here? And I'm going to call it, finally. I might have the clown emoji. You guys might be doing this to me on Twitter and stuff like that after, but I'm going to say that Silksong will be mentioned in this one. I'm going to say Silksong will be mentioned, and finally there will be something, anything, even if it's just a little glimmer of hope, some type of update. So yeah, I know the clown emojis, the clown mask, the gif with the dude with the clown mask going over his face. I already know some of you guys are going to do this to me afterwards if it doesn't get announced, but I have to be the person to say that it's going to come, just to give some people some hope. But I don't know. I might crush your dreams with this one here, guys, because it's interesting. This game has just been gone for like years, but we will see. So what are your thoughts on Indie World? What are you looking forward to seeing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys. Chocobo GP launches on March 10th with a brand new trailer. Plus, we've got a paid and light version of the game. And to be honest, this game is looking a lot better this time around than when I first saw it. So Chocobo GP will launch digitally for Nintendo Switch on March 10th, 2022 worldwide, Square Enix has announced. Now in Japan, it'll be priced 6,578 yen, and a physical edition will also be available. So they're not doing a launch of a physical version in the US, so I'm going to have to import from Play Asia. Okay, shout outs to Square Enix on that one. Now a free-to-play light version will launch alongside the paid version as well. So here's a little bit more information about this game. No, it's not Mario Kart 9, but it's Final Fantasy with like karts, so that's cool, right? So get set for a new racing experience featuring a roster of dozens of your favorite Chocobo characters, complete with their own unique abilities and variant. Equip Magicites and take out the competition as you drift through various familiar courses in online and offline multiplayer modes. Compete in tournaments and become the reigning champion of GP. Here are the key features of the game, which, to be honest here, guys, this game actually looks kind of hype with some of these features, especially in the light version of the game. So even if you don't pay for it, some of these features are pretty dope. So you can set out on a charming campaign where Chocobo and friends enter a racing tournament to grant their greatest wish. Enjoy local split screen or online multiplayer with friends. Race through enchanting locations to unlock new characters with unique abilities. You have the different modes here. You have story mode, adventure through the campaign to unlock characters and courses, series races, drift and boost your way through 4 tracks in a row and compete for the highest score online or locally with 2 players via split screen, time attack, race against other players' ghosts or your own from across the world and test just how fast you can go. You have custom races, create your own crazy challenge by controlling the number of tracks and Magicite you can have in your own custom race. You can even invite friends to try it out or share your Joy-Cons with a friend for 2-player local fun. Then you have the Chocobo GP mode, which is pretty cool here. Compete against up to 64 players in an online knockout tournament and prove you're the best racer. The rewards will change with every season pass. Now here's the light version that I was talking about, which once again, I think this is pretty cool what they're doing. Now this version of the game is coming at the same time as Chocobo GP. Chocobo GP Lite is a free version of the Chocobo GP that allows you to try out single and multiplayer mode. In Chocobo GP Lite, players can play the story mode prologue and participate in both local and online multiplayer using a limited amount of characters. Chocobo GP Lite players can also join local multiplayer races hosted by a player who owns the Chocobo GP full game. Both Chocobo GP or Chocobo GP Lite players are able to race in the 64-player knockout-style online tournament, Chocobo GP mode. With your purchase of Chocobo GP, you can carry over your save data in Chocobo GP Lite, including any items and in-game currency acquired through your racing adventure. And like I stated, they got a brand new trailer here. It's actually looking pretty cool. I do like the 64-player online mode. That would make for some really cool like PlayerEssence game nights that we do on the live streams. I think that's fun. And the fact that they have a light mode there for people to kind of jump in to see if they're gonna like the game, because this is a new thing for Square Enix when it comes to like a kart racer with like Final Fantasy characters and all that. So see if you like it. You can compete in the big 64-player game mode, and if you do, you can transfer everything over to the main game. So the only thing that I kind of don't like is the fact that the physical edition isn't here in the West. But I will be importing just because I want to have it, and it could become rare later. I mean, this just seems like a really unique and different style of game that maybe nobody will know about in 10 years. So kind of cool there, and I'm looking forward to playing it. So no Mario Kart 9, no problem. Here we go. So what are your thoughts on all the different topics here that we discussed? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.